What a weekend of South African schoolboy rugby we have coming up. Yesterday I talked about day 1 and 2 of the Noord Festival, and today I will tell you about day 3 and day 4's massive clashes, including two powerhouse unbeaten teams going head to head in what could be the game of the festival. Let's get into it. Now, for those of you for you who don't know, this tournament brings together the best rugby schools in the northern part of South Africa against the southern part of South Africa. It's a true showcase of elite talent where future Craven Week and SA school players are spotted and tend to make their mark. Now, the first big headline clash on day 3 is Paarl Boys High versus Garsfontein, with the number 1 ranked side in South Africa taking on the 7th ranked team. And this one takes place on Monday, the 30th of March. Now, Paarl Boys High come into this game unbeaten so far. But let's keep in mind they were pushed all the way last weekend by Outeniqua and had to show real character to win it in injury time. They are known for consistently producing provincial and national players, as you can see on screen here. And once again, they have plenty of quality in their squad. I think their key player is going to be Liam de Villiers at scrum half, a real busy, nuggety little number 9 who likes to snipe around the fringes and brings great energy and tempo to their attack. Garsfontein, on the other hand, coming to this game with a mixed record of narrowly losing to Jeppe earlier in the season, but bouncing back strongly with a 41-3 win over Noord last weekend. Now, they are known for their big physical forwards and exciting backs, and their key player is Drevane Baron at fullback, a fleet-footed and dangerous runner who can create something out of nothing. Now, the last time these two teams played, the score was 38-36, so this one is almost too close to call. However, given the high standards of Paarl Boys High over the last few years, I think they might just have the edge in this one, although playing in Pretoria could make things very interesting for Garsfontein. Next, we have Waterkloof versus Outeniqua, also taking place on day 3, and this is a game I'm really looking forward to. Waterkloof come into this match with a win-loss-win record and are full of confidence after their massive 90 points to 14 win over Piet Retief last weekend. Earlier in the season, they also showed great character against Affies, fighting back from behind and nearly pulling off a comeback. And at the forefront of that effort was Fly-Off Skitter and their sentence Steyn and Pretoria. So if they're going to be competitive with Outeniqua, they will definitely be key once again. Now, Outeniqua, meanwhile, they come into this game with a win-win-loss record, but that loss came against the number 1 ranked Paarl Boys High, and they nearly pulled off a huge upset last weekend. Now, this Outeniqua side looks extremely exciting this season with vast, dangerous backline and a strong rugby culture. An impressive stat is that 13 of the 23 players in the SWD under 16 squad comes from this school, and they consistently produce provincial talent, as you also can see on screen over here. Key players to watch for them for Outeniqua include number 1, Matthew Prince. He's a loose-head prop, very strong scrummager and very busy around the park. And then there's scrum half Hendricks, who reminds me a lot of a Springbok scrum half Grant Williams. Put in a great chip last week for Beekers to score a very live wire little number 9. And then the winger Beekers, unfortunately I don't know his first name, but you can just keep an eye out for the rapid number 11 wing from Outeniqua, Beekers. They've played 3 games this season and he's already scored about 7 or 8 tries. So he's got a great strike rate, very busy and a very, very speedy character indeed. And then also you can keep an eye out for number 15, Donnell Delport. He's an EPD player, elite player development. He's part of the EPD squad, so keep an eye out for him, who also looks very composed and calm there in the back 3. Right, now as for a prediction for this game, it's very difficult to predict. If Outeniqua's forwards dominate, they could put up a big score, but if they struggle up front, it could turn into a tight arm wrestle. However, overall, I think Outeniqua have enough quality and depth to edge this one, and I'm backing them to win by about 10 points. Finally, we have what is arguably the biggest game of the festival, Grey College versus Stellenberg, with both teams coming into this match unbeaten. Grey College have been very impressive, including a convincing win over a strong Oakdale side, and they once again have a squad full of talent. Players to watch include loose forward Alexi Triopoulos, a hard-working and influential flanker lock. Also Orion Klein, the inside center, who has excellent spatial awareness and ability to create opportunities. Lamlam Mgedezi, arguably the most talked about schoolboy rugby player in South Africa at the moment, who just seems to score almost every time he touches the ball. And then another one that's been impressing me recently is Eddie Mabane. He's another standout, showing great athleticism and versatility, playing both fullback and center for Grey College this season, and he could firmly be on the radar of SA school selectors. Stellenberg, however, they definitely mean business this season. They're also 4 from 4, including a massive win over number 2 ranked Paarl earlier in the season. Now, their SA Schools players, Jovan Burden and Ethan van Biljon, will be key in this match, and I think van Biljon in particular is in a highly competitive race for the Western Province and SA Schools jumpers, because players like Travis Pfeiffer from Paul Roos, they've also been performing very well this year. Now, last time these two teams met, Grey College won convincingly. The score was 31-8. But this Stellenberg side looks much stronger than in previous years. That win over Paarl just cannot be ignored. Still, given Grey College's history, depth, and overall quality throughout their team, I think they will come out on top, maybe by about 5 to 10 points. But do not be surprised if Stellenberg push them all the way or even cause an upset in this one. Now, outside of these three fixtures, there are a few others that I think that are worth watching on day 3. Ege Jansen, they're ranked 43rd and known for their physical forwards. They take on Fransby, ranked 47th, who have 2 exciting backs in fullback Falkers and Van Rooyen, their fly-off. This could be a very entertaining matchup. Then also Monument, ranked 28th, also take on Drosday, who is ranked 38th, who are coming off a big win over 10th ranked Wynberg last weekend. So both teams are showing good improvement. Monument improved against Grey College. Drosday improved against Wynberg, getting the victory there. So I think this could be a cracking game on day 3. Then on day 4, Noord, ranked 14th, take on 6th ranked Oakdale, with Oakdale still looking to find consistency and Noord aiming to bounce back from last weekend. Menlo Park, on the other hand, they're ranked 21st and they have some stiff opposition coming up against Paarl, currently ranked number 2. And if Paarl find their rhythm, this could be a very tough day at the office for Menlo Park. Now, as always, the rankings I referred to come from rugby365.com, one of the most reliable sources for South African schoolboy rugby, and they help give context to just how big these matchups really are. So whenever I talk about ranking, it's not my own personal opinion. I usually refer to these Rugby365 rankings over here. Now, guys, if you enjoyed this video and if you want more South African schoolboy rugby content, including fixtures, results, player analysis, please make sure to like, subscribe, and check out the rest of the channel. After all, this is the home of South African schoolboy rugby.